Have you guys ever seen fish sleep? Hang on a second. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when fish are sleeping, but you gotta be very quiet and sneak up to them so they don't wake up. Oh, I think if they see me, they're gonna wake up. Oh, there they go. They wake up when I come near because they think I'm gonna feed them. But you saw it. They were sleeping. I got you guys sleeping. Ha ha. Hey guys, and welcome back. I've had a lot of people asking me to do a video on how I care for my fish recently, and one of the most important things that I do regularly is change the water. And doing a water change, I generally take out about 25% of the water, sometimes more or less depending on how dirty the water gets, and then I replace it with new treated water. I already know that the water where I am is sufficient enough for the fish that I have right out of the tap, but I still take precautions anyway so that the water is always stable. You'll see me using a siphon tube here to remove some of the water, which by the way was amazing when I had a snapping turtle. Once I got a nice tank full of dirty turtle water in my mouth, and some of it went directly down my throat. I didn't know if I was going to vomit or contract Ebola, but it was definitely scared for the next couple days. I didn't know what was going to happen. Luckily, I never got sick or anything, but it must have been that Drano milkshake. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Oh yeah, my point was be careful while siphoning water this way because they do make ones with pumps so you don't have to actually use your mouth to siphon it out like that. Now I kind of look at it as a game. Who can race faster, me or the water? It's like playing a game with the little saw dude.
I want to play a game.
And before you guys get all crazy on me in the comments section, I do know that this siphon tube is used another way, but I always have a hard time getting the water to siphon properly that way. It's a pain in the butt. So I do it this way. So yeah, the next thing I do here is I take out the filter material and I make sure to rinse it out using the tank water that's in the bucket. And this makes sure that the beneficial bacteria stays alive on there and they can help eat the fish poop. Never rinse it under the faucet unless it's never been in the tank, so that way you don't kill off all the good poop eaters. After dumping out the gross fish water, which by the way, one of you guys were mentioning that you can use it to water your plants and stuff outside. I'm sure fish poop is good for plants, but I haven't looked it up yet. But hey, if you need water for your plants with nutrients, there you go. You learn something new every day. So once I dump out the water from the bucket, I add in some aquarium salt and the water conditioner, which is a chlorine and other harmful chemical remover. And you can actually buy a bag of this stuff like sold in solid form, and you can mix it with your own water. And the cool thing is you can't really overdose your tank with it. So obviously I don't recommend pouring the whole thing into your tank. Usually it's harmless even when you have it in large quantities. So don't be afraid to use it and remove the bad stuff from your water before pouring the new water in. I've seen a lot of people who actually pour in water straight from the tap and then their fish die within 10 minutes and they don't understand why. So this stuff's actually good to use. If you're not testing your water regularly, at least do that. As for the temperature, I usually just feel it out by hand. I'll touch the aquarium water and it's generally cool to the touch, so I just make sure that my new water never feels too warm. And that's usually what shocks and kills freshwater fish anyway, is the water being too warm over it being too cold. So just make sure that if the water feels warm when it's hitting your hand, don't put that right into your fish tank. Make sure you test your water out, at least with a thermometer. I have one inside of my tank, so I know that the water inside my tank, if it's cool to the touch and it's at the right temperature, I don't have to worry that the tank is getting too cold or too hot. Another thing to note is that some fish just aren't as sensitive to water changes as others, so always go on Google and make sure you find out more information about your fish if you don't know everything about them, and find out what kind of water that type of fish lives in and how sensitive to water changes they are, because the goldfish that I have, they could care less, but if you have something like a discus, there are definitely many more precautions to take when doing water changes with fish like that. You should always have a water testing kit handy anyway, just to make sure your water levels are okay. I don't use them that much anymore because these goldfish are pretty hardy, so they could probably live in my toilet, to be honest. Well, I have a clean toilet, thank you, but yeah, they're pretty hardy for the most part, so they can take big changes versus other types of species. And when I used to have a saltwater tank a few years ago, I ended up checking the water each time that I had to do a change. So what I'm saying is, hide your kids, hide your wife, because everybody's getting a water check tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed my water change video, and I hope you come back next time where I feed them my neighbor's dog that keeps jumping my fence. Just kidding. I think they decided to actually let the family hold on to the dog for now until they get their stuff together, but what I don't understand is why they don't just walk the dog on a leash like anybody else who doesn't have a proper fence, instead of just giving away the dog. But anyway, I don't know. It's not my dog, not my issue, but Melissa did get hurt the other night because of this, so that's a whole other situation, and there's that. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I do have some cool stuff coming up for you guys to see that I'm gonna have to wait a little bit on though, because it's new stuff, so it's going to take me a little longer to put together. But in the meantime, like I said, have a good night, and I'll see you on the next one.